Hello, beautiful Earth Angels. Welcome to Earth Angels Unite, transmission number 51. Self-compassion is essential. Self-compassion is not for the faint of heart. Self-compassion is being gentle, loving, and kind to yourself first, and is essential to receiving love from your angels. Many Earth Angels struggle with self-judgment, especially when you're in pain. It's common for Earth Angels to fear judgment of being selfish, self centered, or even narcissistic for practicing self compassion. The truth is that self compassion is having your back no matter what and is the most courageous practice of them all. My intention with these transmissions is to gather us Earth Angels together to wake up, to shine your light, to spread your wings, to share your medicine, your truth, by healing the pain and the issues in the tissues, by turning your wound into wisdom. And of course, when we gather together, we are more powerful. With all of my offerings, I want this to be a space of transformation, that you come one person and you leave another, that you leave transformed. In these transmissions, I'll be sharing teachings from my debut book, Receiving from Your Angels, 4 Practices to Heal Your Pain with Angel Love. Hello, welcome. And, an angel meditation or activation to help you to trust your intuition, to relax and cherish your body, and to receive your next level of angelic pain relief, to receive the self-compassion of your soul and your angels. Hi, I'm Jill Kempner, angel coach and author. As an angel coach, what I help my clients do is to heal the pain in their bodies with the love of the angels and to understand the deeper meaning of the pain, the higher perspective, the angelic perspective of the pain, which begins to dissolve and heal that pain. It's not about getting rid of it. It's about loving it and transforming it. And of course, I'm an energy healer, right? So I not only coach my clients to hear their own angels, but I offer energy medicine, angel Reiki and IET to transform the issues in the tissues. So if you are ready to receive your next level of angelic pain relief, if you're ready to heal that pain for good, I'm here to help. And so, of course, I want to welcome everyone who will be here live. Hello, welcome. If you're here, say hi. So I know that you're here. And I welcome everyone who's going to be here live, everyone who's going to connect with the replay. And as many times as you do, hi, Amy, namaste. Divine Dragonfly, is that Carrie? Yes. Hi, Lauren. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. And I welcome this beautiful circle of empowerment and angelic protection, a circle of love, healing, miracles, and so much compassion. I'm hearing compassion and devotion to surround each of you in our whole transmission. So happy Trusting Tuesday. This is the my 51st episode transmission. And I'm so excited because next week will be a whole year of doing weekly YouTube lives. So I'm going to be celebrating that. Hi, Michelle. Namaste. So happy you're here. And we're in this portal, right? We're moving towards the portal of the 1111. And the angels guided me to talk about compassion, self-compassion today, which I know is such a powerful practice for us Earth Angels as we move toward that high vibrational day of manifestation, of karmic healing. And so, yay. And so I'm going to share something that's pretty vulnerable for me around this topic. And so when I first learned about the practice of self-compassion from my teacher, Lisa Espinosa, I was intrigued, but I had also never heard of it before. Like, I was like, what's self-compassion? I was literally like, huh? So I was very intrigued. I loved the idea of self-compassion. I loved the vibration of self-compassion, but it was an uphill battle for me. excuse me, much and it was a struggle because I had really been so hard on myself for most of my life, and I find that this is a pattern with a lot of earth angels, which is why I want to talk about it, right? This is like one of our common issues in the tissues is self-berating, self-judgment, self-criticism, and having that inner harshness, that at one time did serve us. It did serve us to move forward and to push through and to get to the other side of whatever hardship we were going through, whatever initiation we were in. So we have respect for that part of ourselves that needed to push us forward. And now, as we begin to evolve, as we begin to ascend, that pattern of beating ourselves up doesn't work anymore. And so it's time for a personal and a collective transformation of that wound. Thank you for that download, angels. So much of the teachings I share in the section of my book, in practice number 3, release and lead with your heart, was influenced by my teacher, by her teachings and her soul downloads. And one of the things that she taught that I talk about in my book was that self-compassion is non-negotiable. And it's and to me what that meant is it's essential, right? You actually can't live without it. You can't move forward without that practice, without that vibration. And so thank you for that, angels. And there was something else the angels were saying. Oh yeah, thank you. I was like, they said something. And so I wanted to slow it down just for a minute before I keep sharing about this and just name the practices in my book. So my book is all about receiving love from your angels, right? It's the blueprint on how you can consciously receive your angels' love. So practice number 1 is renew your devotion, which is about committing, right? Committing, devoting and redevoting to that practice through a daily practice, through your devotion, right? I'm devoted to receiving love from my angels. And then having the courage when you break the sacred promise to devote and redevote, right? You receive love from your angels from practice number 2, relax and cherish your body, right? Relaxation is the gateway to angelic pain relief. So the deeper you can relax physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, the more love you're going to receive from the angels. And why do we want to receive love from the angels, right? To experience peace, wholeness, and connection, to reclaim our magnificence, to heal your pain, to know yourself, to love and know yourself better. That's just a few of the reasons why we want to receive love from the angels. And then we receive through the practices of release and lead with your heart, and receive and trust your intuition. And so practice number 3, release and lead with your heart's the most tender practice because we're learning how to consciously release. And within that releasing process, right, we have the safety nets of releasing, but more importantly, we have the awareness, the consciousness to ask, what lesson am I learning from this pain? That is the core of that practice, right? When we can ask that question. Hello, welcome. Say hi if you're here. Sorry, my throat's scratchy. Excuse me. And then understanding that we release and receive at the same time. So the practice receive and trust your intuition, could have been a whole book on its own, right? Because the practice of receiving, allowing, surrendering, the willingness, right? The assimilation of and the receptivity of this practice of receiving, right? Love from our angels. And then both through our intuition and the receiving opens the intuition, right? the claircognizance at the crown, the clairvoyance at the third eye, the clairaudience at the ears, the clairfragrance at the throat, the clairsentience in the belly, right? That we're receiving to heal the pain. And the more we receive, the more our intuitive channels open. So it's all working together. And this foundation is how we can deepen that practice of self-compassion, right? The essential practice of self-compassion. And so, so I've struggled with self-judgment, self-berating, self-punishment, perfectionism, as a trauma response, oftentimes as a trauma response. And really for my whole life. And I feel like it's this, it's been passed down from my ancestors like a poison. And I've worked on self-compassion for many, many, many years. And I really had to practice, this is the vulnerable part, self-compassion when I reflected on this part of my book. It's a small section, it's two or three pages. And I was under great stress while I was in the filing, editing stages of my book, because my mom was diagnosed with bile duct cancer, which we soon realized was a terminal cancer. And I made a mistake when I was writing, and but more editing, right? Because we can write, and it's in the editing process that we kind of catch the mistakes or catch, what we need to up level or fix. And so, just drinking some water. And it was painful to admit to myself, and then to others, my publisher, and to the person. And so the mistake that I made is I didn't clearly acknowledge my teacher for what I had learned from her about self-compassion, and a couple of the kind of key words that she named, really, and in this, for guiding that section of my book. I didn't acknowledge her explicitly. And she's the one who taught me all about self-compassion. And I wish now that I could go back and rewrite that, that section. And I have considered it for future editions to up level that. But in my haste, to just finish my book and help my mom, I didn't give her the proper credit that she deserved, in support of her teachings. And so it's so fascinating, right? That the section that I sort of felt bad about was a section on self-compassion. And was this ever a time to practice it? And admit my mistake and course correct from there. And it was such a powerful initiation for me to come clean about that and clear that. So this is the first time I'm ever sharing this live. My angel love circle knows about this, because when it kind of came to my consciousness and I realized it, I shared it with them last year. So let's talk about self-compassion, right? What is it? We start with what is it not, right? And then we go into what is it. So self-compassion is not, and this is something I talked about in the opening, selfish, egotistical, or narcissistic. It's interesting. It's not passive. And I think people can get, or weak, right? We can think that, practicing self-compassion is just being like giving yourself whatever you want, whenever you want it, right? And it's not passive. It's, and it's not for the weak, right? Because here's what my teacher says. This is what Lisa says. It takes no effort, creativity, or even devotion to judge yourself. I love that. Self-compassion is not indulging. This is such an important piece of this. And this is one that's so kind of been sort of not sticky for me, but like always kind of up leveling, right? It's not indulging in self pity or self enabling behaviors. Oh, I had such a bad day. I'm going to give myself a whole pint of ice cream, right? To make myself feel better. Oh, I'm being compassionate with myself. Well, not if that causes you to have a scratchy throat or not sleep well or whatever happens if you eat a whole pint of ice cream, right? Self-compassion is not an excuse for bad behavior. And that's such an important aspect to remember about this practice. It's not hiding from yourself, which is so important, right? Oh, I'm going to just coddle this part and kind of like, hide it away so no one can see it, or hide it away so it's not in pain, right? Anymore. Because what are we hiding it from? Yeah. And it's not victimhood, right? It's not going into a space of powerlessness, or victim mentality or victim energy. Really, self-compassion is always the answer to any issue, to any situation, to any wound, to any pain, right? It is the balm on the wound. That's why in the IET system, we work with the angelic energy of compassion, because compassion is always the answer. It's really my go-to fuel when I am beating myself up, or feeling overwhelmed, or when that pain is surfacing. The reason self-compassion does not come naturally, well, so we kind of ask ourselves, well, if self-compassion is always the answer, why isn't everybody doing it, right? Why isn't everybody activating this energy within themselves, allowing themselves to receive it? And it's because we live in a world of fear, right? And we're programmed to judge. So we need support to stay true to this practice, whether that's, accessing the angelic support, getting earth angel support here, right? Professional support. And that's one of my jobs as an angel coach, is to provide a safe and compassionate space for you to process, for you to tap in to your own. The angels had me write this, and I was like, oh, I love that, to tap into your own inner reservoir of self-compassion. Like, how beautiful is that, right? And everybody benefits from you receiving that self-compassion, right? It's a daily and intentional practice of receiving self-compassion allows you to carry more angelic love in your body. Like, how cool is that, right? Because we're literally creating space for the angel's love to be carried both in your energy body and your physical body. I love that. So beautiful. Self-compassion opens the door of your heart and allows you to both release the pain, the wound, the trauma, the issue in the tissue, and receive more love from your angels. And so remember, your heart is the alchemical space of unconditional love and compassion. Hello, welcome. Say hi if you're here. It's the gate. Your heart is the gateway to your angel's love. What does that mean? This is one of the most powerful access points for your angels to send you love. Now we know as earth angels, right? We're receiving love in so many ways, right? We're receiving through our breath. We're receiving through our intention. We're receiving through our energy body. And then we know we have 4 layers of our energy body, right? We're receiving through, there was something else angels were saying, but it's all good. And so this is right. And we're receiving through the heart. Thank you. Remember, your heart is a sanctuary. What does that mean? This is the safest place, the safest space for you to be, right? It is my coach says it's the entryway to your soul, right? It's the gateway to your angel's love. This is where all your parts are safe. to be loved, to be seen, to be heard, to be held. And so, what is self compassion, right? And before we go into our meditation, oh, hi, Katie. Namaste. Welcome. Um, it's the most loving thing you can do is to hold yourself in this tender, loving care with gentleness, with patience, with deep understanding. Remember, self-compassion is an it's an active and conscious practice. So it takes a level of awareness, a level of consciousness to allow yourself to receive the compassion that's in truth already there, right? But what's in the way, right? One of those issues in the tissues, right? One of those wounds. Remember what I say in my book, it's not like sometimes the angels are sending you love and sometimes they're not sending you love, right? They're always sending you love. It's just your perception of that love that changes, not the love itself. And I just love that, right? They're always sending you love. And why does your perception change? Well, when we break the sacred promise, when we go back to that pain body. And we do it all the time, over and over and over again. Why? Because we're highly sensitive, highly intuitive souls, and we're getting activated as part of the initiatory process, as part of the ascension process. And it's okay, right? All we have to do is redevote, right? I'm devoted to receiving self-compassion from my angels and come back over and over and over again, right? It sounds simple. And every time you practice it, you're strengthening your ability, you're building spiritual mastery. You're strengthening your ability to receive love from your angels, right? And that's what it's all about, right? Just imagine for a moment if the whole world right now, and that includes everybody, including the hostages that are being held in this horrible war, right? Everyone was receiving love from your angels. All the people who are, masterminding these war techniques. If we just all paused and received love from our angels, what a different world we would be in. And so it begins with you doing that on the daily, right? Thank you, angels. So self-compassion, as I said in the opening, is not for the faint of heart. Because here's why. And it goes to the next one of the other bullets. It's about fully seeing yourself. Self-compassion is loving the parts you hate. It's loving the parts you want to hide, the parts that feel shame, the deepest, darkest shadows of ourselves, right? Self-compassion is fully seeing yourself, the light and the shadow. And so that's why it's not for the faint of heart, because we're saying, oh, I'm going to love that part that drives me crazy. I was just working with a client last night and she was like, well, what about when I'm just so done with this pattern, right? I'm so tired of having this wound. When I said, guess what? That's another part of you. That's not your soul, right? Your soul loves all of you. Your angels love all of you. There's not a single part that your soul and your angels do not love unconditionally, right? But of course, we can have parts that don't love other parts of us, right? That are tired of that pain and that wound, and that's okay, right? That's one level of awareness and one level of consciousness, and we can have compassion for that part that's tired of the pattern and thank it as well. And here's my favorite part. Well, there's two parts. So, this is a tender practice. This is a vulnerable practice. And we know in practice number 4, receive and trust your intuition. How do we receive? Well, we have to be in a certain state of vulnerability. We have to be in a certain state of tenderness to really receive that love. So you actually know that when you're feeling tender, when you're feeling vulnerable, you're in a receptive state, right? And my favorite is that self-compassion is magnetic, right? So the more compassionate you are with yourself, the more loving, the more gentle, the more understanding you are with yourself, the more you're going to draw that energy towards you. And the angelic vibration. And within that, the magnetism of self-compassion, you are liberated, right? Self-compassion is liberating. It's freeing. Why? Because you have your own back no matter what. And that's powerful, right? The most powerful people in the world, the most confident, the most successful, right? They have their own back. And that's where we're going. And part of that is knowing that the angels have your back. And so I have this beautiful quote from Pema Chodron I want to share with you. Compassion is not a relationship between the healer and the wounded. It's a relationship between equals. Only when we know our own darkness well can we be present with the darkness of others. Compassion becomes real when we recognize our shared humanity. Pema Chodron. And so understanding that self-compassion heals your body, your pain, your parts, and then eventually the world, right? Starting, if we want to heal the world, we have to heal our inner world. This is the work. This is the call. And it feels like we're isolated, but we're not, because we're doing it together in community. We're doing it individually, sovereignly, right? Independently, in community and for the world. So I hope that makes sense, getting downloads. So when you devote yourself to self-compassion, your parts will trust that you have their back, not be afraid that you're going to belittle them or berate them, exile them, or shame them, right? And they're going to come forward to be seen and to be loved, right? And to be transformed in whatever way they need to, so that your soul comes back to being the leader. And so self-compassion helps you love all the parts that you normally resist, right? Hide or shame. And loving all of your parts takes great courage and great spiritual maturity. And so that's where we're going, right? Is to step into that level of spiritual maturity. And so we're working with the amethyst crystal today. The energy of amethyst is here. This is one of my pieces. And amethyst has so many amazing qualities, but for some reason, I'm just really guided to bring this forward. It reminds me of the violet flame and the energy of the violet flame, which was in my personal reading today. So let's step in. Let's receive an infusion of compassion from your soul and from your angels. So just closing your eyes, taking some cleansing breaths in and out. Inhale and connect with the compassion of your soul. And exhale and just unblend. Create some space between that part that's in pain, whether it's judgment or criticism, berating, pain, wound. Inhale, blend with the love of your soul. And exhale and unblend with that part that's in pain, that part that's feeling judged or judging. And one more time, inhale and blend with the unconditional compassion of your soul. And exhale and just let that compassion settle in and create some beautiful space for this part that needs healing today. Hello, welcome. And so as you breathe, grounding into the earth, allowing your breath to anchor you into the present moment, into your heart, into your body, and onto the earth. See and feel your awesome roots of light flowing through your legs, out of the soles of your feet, through your Earth Star chakra, and deep into the heart of the earth. Let's breathe and connect with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And see your roots connecting with each other in a joyful, empowered, co-creative way. And as your roots connect with each other, see the amethyst crystals in the earth, all those deep purple shades of purple and violet. supporting your ability to receive compassion for yourself. And invite your angels here, your angels and guardian angels, your allies, beloved ancestors, all of the master teacher guides. We welcome Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Ariel. We welcome Archangel Jeremiah and Archangel Zadkiel. In my book, Zadkiel is the angel of compassion. Archangel Jeremiah is the angel of mercy, the angel of receiving. And we welcome the light of God, Source, Creator, Creatrix, and all of the healing angels to be here now. Thank you for guiding and protecting us with your healing light for our highest good and highest healing. You are the keeper of your mind and body, and we welcome only those angels and guides that love you unconditionally. And so connecting with the sanctuary of your heart, the gateway of your angel's love, by bringing one or both hands there, or just your attention. Although if you're able to, it's very powerful to put one or both hands on your heart center. It's grounding. It brings you into the present moment, which is where your angels are, right here, right now, sending you love and stating your devotion, either silently or out loud. I am devoted to receiving self-compassion from my angels. Breathe. And let your heart open to your angel's love, aligning your mind with divine mind. And pausing, breathing, and receiving your angel's love and devotion for you. Feel your guardian angels here, sending you a stream of self-compassion, of gentleness, of understanding, of patience, I hear them saying. Welcoming the medicine of relax and cherish your body. Just soften your muscles from your bones. Physical relaxation. Just releasing any tension in your body, head, neck, and shoulders, back, hips, legs, knees, feet, all the way to the energetic roots. So the levels of remembering relaxation is the gateway to angelic pain relief. And that each level of relaxation opens an aspect, a layer of your energy body. So breathe as you invite emotional relaxation, making room for all of you, all of your feelings, all of your parts, all of your emotions. And so that part that's been judging you, that's been hard on you or harsh on you, your soul, your angels love that part. And we invite that part to receive that love as part of the healing, as part of the transformation, as part of the alchemy. Breathe and invite the masculine energy on the right side of your body and the feminine energy on the left side of your body to come into harmony, balance. And as we release the resistance to these parts, your emotions calm, your body can relax even more. And that relaxation bringing angelic pain relief. Breathe and invite mental relaxation, tuning in to the chakra temples. Inhale from the roots up to the crown. And exhale from the crown down, letting go. Inhale, spaciousness. Roots to the crown. Exhale from the crown down, calming the mind. And again, inhale from the roots to the crown, all of this space, space between the thoughts. And exhale, calming the mind, opening to divine mind, miracle mindedness. You, your creativity, your intuition, your truth. And welcome the beautiful energy temples, the chakras, the amazing angel receivers to open. Breathe as you invite spiritual relaxation, accessing your auric field. And you can do that by surrendering that pain, that heaviness. That's what's been coming up a lot in the Scorpio season as we move through those eclipses, the heaviness. So letting go of the heaviness of pain, the heaviness of grief, the heaviness of judgment, and surrendering that pain, that wound, that issue in the tissue into the arms of your angels, beginning the releasing process. Yes. And so I feel Zadkiel here holding your heart and pouring in an infusion of violet light and deep, 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 deep compassion. So just receive that as you trust you're exactly where you're meant to be. And as the heaviness clears, you can tune in to your auric field, to the electromagnetic field around your body. And we begin to walk with an awareness of our energy body as we move through the day. And so receiving this compassion as you sink your thinking mind into your feeling heart, open your heart wider and invite that part. That part might have been in your heart, but invite it to come into your heart. Maybe it was in your head or in your lower back or in your shoulder. And just let that part that needs healing, that needs this compassion, to be there. And breathe as the safety nets of releasing support you in a deep and full release of this judgment, of this harshness, of this berating. And trust the alchemy that's happening as we gather together, whether you're here live, whether you're watching the replay, whether it's many years from now. It's all perfect and divine. And so the cushions of comfort, knowing that you only have to feel a tiny little bit of the pain as part of the integration process. You are so comforted in mercy and support. So Jeremiah here pouring in the vibration of all is well and mercy into the layers of your aura. Beautiful release. Releasing happens in layers as your body may twitch or shudder, your emotions may rise and fall. It's all perfect. You may go into a deep state of stillness. And the safety net of release only when ready. So you're not going to release anything you're not ready to. So go for it, the angels are saying. And the energy, the safety net of no rushing. So feel the infinite patience, the spaciousness, the timelessness of the heart temple. So see yourself in your heart temple on the center of infinity and let that part be there. in a receptive, open space. And it's okay if it's not fully ready to receive. Whatever it's ready to receive is perfect. And we welcome the medicine of receptivity, of trust, as you trust what you see, what you're feeling, what you're hearing, what you're knowing, what you're sensing. Trust all of your senses, trust all of your psychic senses. As we ask the question, what lesson am I learning from this judgment, this berating, this pain? What is the deeper meaning of this judgment, of this harshness, of this self-berating? How is this a miracle? I'm willing to learn the lesson. I'm willing to understand the deeper meaning, the root of this wound, this pain, this issue in the tissue. Let's breathe and listen. And now is when you just relax and open up, relax and receive, relax and trust. And so, Angel Ariel at your shoulders, filling you with freedom, faith in the freedom it brings, the freedom to transform this pain, to alchemize this pain here and now, once and for all. And so receiving that with grace. And so thank you, Ariel. And what she's saying is she's bringing in more of your soul's medicine, bringing in an infusion of your soul's compassion for you. So let yourself see, feel, know, understand, allow, receive your soul's compassion for this part, for this pattern, for this wound. Feel how there's no resistance from your soul and the angels to this part, even if you have another part that may be resisting the healing or resisting, seeing yourself fully. And so I feel your soul in front of you, looking at you, looking deep into your eyes with the most grace, the most compassion. Words do not describe the love, the compassion, the understanding, the devotion your soul has for you. So receive an infusion of your soul's compassion. Let it flow to that part, to that pain, to that wound. Trust the divine alchemy that is happening in this moment. Holy Amethyst is here. Archangel. So what I see is Archangel, Holy Amethyst, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Jeremiah, Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel, surrounding you in this circle of light, lighting up your soul so that your soul is so bright. And take a breath in and invite the light of your soul into your body. And then release that addiction to suffering, to self-judgment, to self-berating. Again, breathe in the light of your soul into your body. And exhale, release that addiction to suffering, self-judgment, self-berating, whatever that wound is. And one more time, breathe in the light of your soul into your body. That the angels are lighting up your soul, making it so bright. And exhale, release the addiction to pain, to suffering, to that pattern of judgment or harshness or berating. Beautiful. And so as we bring our hands together in prayer mudra, we see each other standing in a circle of love, a circle of light, a circle of compassion, and we see the violet flame. As you inhale, draw your roots back from the group, back from the collective. Exhale, send them back down to the heart of Mother Earth and feel that amethyst crystal supporting all of this alchemizing of the judgment, of the harshness, of the berating. And we dedicate all the healing that you received today to all our relations in all directions of time. And then anything else, angels, anything else that needs to be released, we send it into the violet flame so that we are light, we are pure, and we are compassionate. And we commit, we devote to practicing compassion throughout the day, the days and weeks ahead, leading up to the 11/11 portal, leading up to the end of the year, the end of 2023. And thank you, angels, for drawing near at this time and revealing to us what we most need to know. Feel, see, know, and trust your angels are bowing to you with love, with compassion, with deep devotion as we seal our meditation, our inner journey with a namaste. Namaste, my friends. Okay, woohoo! Okay, that was amazing. Thank you, angels. It's always so good, but yeah. Wow. Got to stretch my leg out. All right, my dears, I'm going to pull a card for you. How is it that you're receiving extra? Wow, that was like strong. I was like, whoa, there was a clearing. So much self-compassion. What is the prayer, the support, the help to receive more self-compassion this week as we move to the 11/11 portal? Whoop, this is the card. Trust your vibes. Love it. So the prayer is, thank you, angels. Today I choose to trust my intuition and your guidance. And so she has her eyes closed. Of course, look at her heart, right? There's a beautiful big heart. I know I'm trying to get it into the camera with all my different lights and stuff. I know you can't really see it right now. Sorry. Oh my gosh. She's got such a cool heart. I'm like, can I go back? Can I go forward? Anyway, she's got a heart there and there's like beautiful sacred geometric shapes as well. She has her eyes closed because she's tuning in, right, to the psychic senses. And so when her physical eyes close, the inner eye opens. And we can see our inner world, right? We can see the energy world. We can see our angels. We can see within ourselves. And so this week, trusting your intuition to the next level, listening to the inner nudges, right? The inner vision, the inner knowing, and those audible messages, right? When our ear starts to ring. I know one of my students in the class on Saturday was like, oh, my ear is ringing right now when we were talking. And I said, okay, pay attention. You're so welcome, Katie Claire. Glad you're here. I thought you were Katie Claire. Hi, Katie Claire. So happy you're here. Thank you. And so this week is about trusting your vibes, listening to your intuition, as we're always doing as Earth Angels, but even to the next level. And if you are ready to hire me as your angel coach, go to my website, jillkempnerhealing.com, and fill out that short questionnaire on the free conversation page. And we can set up what's called a breakthrough conversation. It's a 1 hour session over Zoom where I get to know you and to help you really understand, what your angels are saying is the pain, is the issue in the tissue, that if you transform that, you're going to be in the flow of your angel's love. So I share the angelic perspective of your pain and how my coaching programs are going to get you those results you're looking for. And so it's a very valuable conversation as you have my eyes and the angel's eyes on that issue. And this is free for those of you actively seeking an angel coach. So my dears, I love you so much. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and week leading up to the 11/11 portal. Practice, practice, practice self-compassion, devote and redevote over and over again. And I'll be back next week on, I think, the 14th. Yes. Okay. See you then. Bye, everyone. Namaste. Thank you.